Federal investigators in the deadly Amtrak wreck want to know whether the engineer was distracted by a second person in his cab as his train hurtled into a curve at more than twice the speed limit. 3 people were killed Monday when the train barreled into a 30 mph zone at 80 mph and plunged off an overpass, sending rail cars plummeting onto a busy interstate highway south of Seattle. A conductor in training was in the locomotive with the engineer at the time, investigators said. A federal official who was not authorized to discuss the matter publicly and spoke on condition of anonymity said authorities want to know whether the engineer lost situational awareness, didn't realize where he was because of that. On Tuesday, National Transportation Safety Board member Bella Dinzer said preliminary information indicated the train's emergency brake went off automatically and was not manually activated by the engineer. That could mean he did not realize the danger. The engineer, whose name was not released, was bleeding from the head after the derailment and his eyes were swollen shut, according to radio transmissions from a crew member. The transmissions mentioned a second person in the front of the train who was also hurt. An Amtrak train derailed in Washington, just south of Seattle, December 18, 2017. In some previous wrecks, train operators were found to have been seriously fatigued or distracted by a cell phone or something else. Investigators in Monday's accident also confirmed that technology that can automatically slow or stop a speeding train, known as positive train control, was not in use on that stretch of track. Track sensors and other PTC components have been installed, but the system is not expected to be completed until the spring. Regulators have been pressing railroads for years to install such technology, and some have done so, but the deadline has been extended repeatedly at the industry's request and is now set for the end of 2018. A community along the new rail line where an Amtrak train derailed Monday in a deadly crash had tried to stop the project on grounds higher-speed passenger trains would endanger pedestrians and motorists. The city of Lakewood, several miles north of the crash site, went to court in 2013 to stop. A community along the new rail line where an Amtrak train derailed Monday in a deadly crash had tried to stop the project on grounds higher-speed passenger trains would endanger pedestrians and motorists. The city of Lakewood, several miles north of the crash site, went to court in 2013 to stop. Dinzer said it is too early in the investigation to say whether positive train control would have prevented Monday's tragedy, but noted that a mandate to install the system on tracks nationwide by 2015 had been pushed back by Congress. Sen. Richard Blumenthal said on Capitol Hill on Tuesday that failing to enforce the new deadline would be a moral failure. If we do nothing else in this Congress, let us insist that deadline without additional delay, the Connecticut Democrat said. Investigators will talk to the engineer and other crew members and review the data recorders from the lead locomotive and the rear engine.